Just before the time of distress, I had moved my family into a new house. On the day of the tree incident, Fade was out of the house too, as well as the kids, and so I had called over my good friend Rot to babysit Hope. He arrived on the rainy day after we had already left. This new house we were staying in was a quite run-down old ranch-style farmhouse. It had quite a few problems, one of which being the roof leaks. As soon as Rot walked in, he spotted a particularly aggressive one, and being a good friend, placed a bucket under it. He found Hope watching TV and sat down with him. They were watching a poorly made cartoon, where two characters would go on various adventures in a fantasy world. It was cheaply animated, but overall it was fun, and Hope seemed to enjoy it. So Rod sat there with him for an extended period of time, until they heard a noise coming from the basement. Rod had noticed that Hope had heard it too, and he asked him what it was. Hope said that it was the ghost. And, wanting for any kind of excitement, Rot urged them both down the stairs. The basement was illuminated by flickering incandescents, and the light showed off the extensive space. It was an unfinished basement with a cool concrete floor, and most interestingly, wooden stud walls that lined the place a few feet out from the cinder block wall at all spaces, and cut the room in half. The part of the room that was cut off by the makeshift wall was completely dark, giving that side of the room a feeling of extending infinitum. Hope took Rod over to an area under the stairs that was also lined with a stud wall, though this space was full of junk. There was another sound like the first one in a space unseen under the stairs, and then she appeared, the ghost girl, partially transparent, and about Hope's general age. They played patty cake under the stairs before the ghost girl moved out of those confines to the space that went around the place, including the half of the room that was partitioned off. Out there they played a sort of chase game, each of them always on their own side of the walls. Rot sat down in a comfortable old neglected couch and judged the game. At one innocuous point, there was a horrific scream from deep inside of the unlit part of the basement. It was a terrible mix of anger and sorrow, longing and fear. The peaceful ghost girl immediately disappeared, and the two were left in the basement alone. Rot was now alert and instinctively pulled Hope back into the basement. For the second time, he asked him what the noise was, and this time he gave a much more terrifying answer. Hope said that it was the breakneck lady. Rot would soon find out who she was as she slowly emerged from the darkness on that side of the room. Unlike the peaceful ghost girl, she had a more physical form, consisting of bones that looked real. Her neck was long and broken in the middle, and she screamed and wailed as she emerged, each of her bones rattling with every motion she made. She went to each and every one of the walls, shaking the pillars with her full force, her bones rattling, and she continued to scream and wail. Eventually, she went back to her side of the room and just stood there staring at the two. Hope said that they should be safe as long as they were on their side of the stud wall. That was when the light flickered out. While the breakneck lady wasn't transparent like the pleasant girl, she was slightly luminous. As the light went out, Rot locked on to her light, and it slowly faded from the spot on that side of the wall and reappeared on their side. Rot quickly grabbed Hope and ran him up the stairs. They quickly dashed out onto the porch in the pouring rain. They huddled under the cover for the rest of their time there. Rot decided to go back in once to retrieve some ice cream from the refrigerator. He ran and got it quick, not lingering or looking into the old house. They ate it peacefully on the porch while they watched the rain out in the cool summer night air.